I just got back from the bank. I bought a robot, a humanoid robot. I'm going to tell you how much it costs. I'm going to show you the robot that I bought here in just a second. But before I do that, I want to tell you why I bought a robot. Okay, so a lot of you guys know because I've been promoting it. I'm the CEO of a company called AI Marketing World. Video Marketing World's the parent company. AI Marketing World is our conference. So it's an artificial intelligence conference for marketers. If you're a marketer and you want to learn how to use AI to grow your business, this is the conference to be at. So one of the things that my business partner and I have been talking about over the course of the last 7 months that we've been planning this is how can we make this conference like Banana Ball? You know, we watched the Savannah Bananas and they have completely disrupted the entire baseball industry. They're selling out stadiums all across the nation. They're selling out stadiums, right? Like you go to a Padres game, and half the seats are empty, unless it's like the playoffs or it's a big game. They're not selling out their own team. They're not selling out their own stadium. The Bananas are going all across the country, and everywhere they go, they're selling out baseball stadiums. They're selling out football stadiums. They're selling 80,000 tickets when they come to some cities. They're crushing it. And one of the things that we've talked about in our company, AI Marketing World specifically, is how can we Savannah Banana-ize our company? How can we how can we disrupt the conference industry? And I know there are a lot of conferences that do really big things, and that's great. And we have a running list of all of the things that we want to do at our event, so that way it makes it unforgettable. But one of the things that we decided to do was buy a robot. And let me just show you this robot. I'm super stoked about it. So this is the Unitree G1. It cost me, after shipping and everything, it was $18,800. It stands 40 inches tall, so it's a little guy. It looks like a kid. But we're going to have this thing wandering the halls and waving and shaking hands and interacting with the audience. The other thing that we're going to do is we got somebody who's going to be sponsoring it. So we're going to be dressing it in a t-shirt or whatever the merch is that we might not be able to put a hat on, but I think we can put a t-shirt on it. Whatever the merch is that our sponsor wants to throw on this thing, we're going to slap it with stickers and have it hand out flyers and all sorts of cool stuff. Anyway, so this was kind of like step one in being bold. This is just something that we're just like, this is going to cost a significant amount of money, but it will attract so much attention that it will make up for whatever expense that we put into this. Now, here's the big picture idea that I want you guys to sit with, right? Anything that, if you're trying to build a personal brand, if you're trying to build a brand at all, anything that is replicatable by the masses is generally not going to work as a tool or as a strategy for you as you're building your brand. It's not going to work to stand out because anybody can replicate it. Right now on social media, and you guys, I totally am aware that I am part of the problem. But the other thing here is that, and I'll actually get into why it's a little bit different when I'm talking about these things, but there are so many people that are out there that are talking about using AI to copy content, using AI to create content. And I mean, I've got tools. I've got tools that I'm offering to people, some that are for free, some that are paid, that will help you have a more productive workflow when it comes to content creation, when it comes to ideation, when it comes to just overall the workload. We just want to take some of that work off. But what I'm saying is that if anybody can do it, then it kind of devalues it, right? If anybody can go to ChatGPT and say, hey, ChatGPT, take this piece of content over here, rewrite it, and then let me post it. Then anybody can do that. Then it lowers the friction, the barrier of entry, and then everybody can do it, and then it devalues everything. And this is what we've seen like with Faceless, is what we've seen with like Shorts, AI slop. It's like as soon as everybody can do it and it hits critical mass, then all of a sudden nobody cares anymore and it's dead. So you have to get into those things kind of close to the beginning. But my point in saying all of this is that having a robot, paying $18,800 for a robot is so difficult and so expensive that it excludes 99% of the population from doing it. There are very few people who are going to spend this amount of money on this marketing stunt. And that is the difference between me and everybody else. That is the difference between our conference, my strategies in general, and anybody else, my brain and anybody else. I'm willing to do the things that other people are unwilling to do. And that, my friends, is how you build a brand. That is how you stay memorable. Quick story. One of my old clients, actually one of my clients right now, current clients, we've worked together a couple of times. The first time we worked together, her name is Marley Jack. She's actually a business partner and a referral partner. She's very close in my inner circle. And one of the things that Marley asked me, she said, "Hey, I want to be known." And when we first started working together, it was all about building her personal brand. And her personal brand up to that point was her boyfriend. His name is Steve Larson. Her personal brand was Steve Larson's girlfriend and that ClickFunnels girl. And two things, like she was the sidekick of her boyfriend, or like perceived, and I've talked to her about it, like it's, she acknowledges that. The sidekick of her boyfriend, in some circles, people saw her as that, and the ClickFunnels girl. And so she's like, I want to get out of this. I want to get out of this persona, this brand. And so we came up with an idea. I said, okay, if you want to disrupt your entire brand and be known as something else, you have to give them something that's so big and so memorable that they will only remember this, or they will remember this first before they say, oh, that's Steve's girlfriend, or oh, that's the girl who spoke at ClickFunnels, or the ClickFunnel, Russell Brunson's friend, the girl who spoke at Funnel Hacking Live. You got to give them something so big. And so the idea that we came up with was a documentary called Cancel Culture. It was something else. It's called like I Canceled Myself in 30 Days or something like that. And basically we orchestrated a publicity stunt where we fabricated an arrest report, and then we had someone else in the ClickFunnels community release that, leak it. And then it created this entire firestorm of controversy between this guy who leaked it and Marley, and I'm sitting in the middle, kind of pulling the strings, making sure everybody feels good and is like confident. And what ended up happening was the guy who posted the arrest record. You can watch this video on YouTube. It's amazing. The whole documentary. The guy who posted the arrest report, he ended up getting more canceled than Marley in the entire process. And then when we came out and said, hey, it's a prank, we're doing a documentary, we wanted to see what would happen if we did this, immediately people turned on Marley and began to cancel her in real life. There were blog posts and articles written about her that were like, how could you do this? This is so bad. And people were like almost conflicted, right? It was, people were like, I'm falling into this trap of canceling someone who is creating a documentary about cancel culture. This doesn't compute with me. Like brains were starting to fry. Now the dust has settled. It's been a couple of years. The dust has settled, but now everybody remembers that documentary. And very few people say, oh, that's Steve's girlfriend. Most people are like, did you see that documentary where she canceled herself? So cool. It was so good. But it worked. Now, here's the thing. During this whole process, especially once we leaked the arrest report, Marley was just so almost like wanting to pull the plug the whole time. But as soon as we hit go, it was too late. We had to see it through. And so we rushed the conclusion so that way we could, we didn't let it span for more than, I think it was like 24 hours. We let it go. And then the next day by like the evening time, she leaked that, hey, we're doing a documentary. This is all fake, blah, 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 blah. But she was bold. She was bold. She did something very few, if like, I mean, I'm talking like you got to be committed to do this because you'll freak out. Like it created a ton of anxiety, and she probably doesn't wish that on anybody. But she was bold. She was bold. She did something bold. When I was in high school, I did all sorts of bold stuff. I found tunnels underneath my high school and explored these tunnels and mapped them all out and have amazing stories. I've actually made some TikToks that have done pretty well talking about the tunnels. It was bold. It was a bold move. Like they were all gated off, sealed off. Like I had to like pry wood open. Like we had to go down there. I mean, we would have gotten in trouble. It was bold. I got expelled from high school twice. Not that I'm proud of that. I mean, it was a private school, so it's like relatively easy to get expelled. No excuses. Like I'm not happy about it. I'm not proud of it. It's terrible. But I did bold things, and I built a brand, and I was memorable, and people still remember who I was in high school. Again, not bragging about it. It's not a pat on the back because I was stupid. If you do bold things, you will be remembered for the bold things that you do. I wrote a Donald Trump rap in 2016. It went viral. Got tweeted out by Team Trump. It went all over the place. Picked up by blogs and news. And I mean, it was cool. It was bold. I had a lot of people message me about that for good and for bad. I lost friends over it. It was bold. If you want to be remembered, if you want to build a personal brand, if you want to be successful, if you want people to think of you as magnetic, you got to be bold. That's how the 1% think. I mean, you look at anybody who is successful, anybody who is massively successful, who has a massive personal brand, they are bold in the things that they say, in the things that they wear, in the stuff that they do, in the actions that they take. They're bold. If you want to be successful, boldness is key. Now, guys, if this is your first time on my channel, I'm going to tell you how much this is worth or how much I paid for this in just a second. Oh, no, I already did. $18,800. Hey, if you're a first timer here, you probably realize that I did not edit any of this. I don't edit anything here. If you like this, you just want like business advice and a daily journal where I'm just documenting what I'm dealing with, what I'm going through as I'm on my path from 7 figures to 8 figures in my business. You found the right spot. Welcome. Hit subscribe button. And thanks, guys. See you on the next one. Bye.